He doesn't want to go live. Seriously. I'm clicking on go live and just doesn't want to go live. I don't know why. It's just showing it's scheduled. So is that error from their end or my end? I don't know why. It does not want to go live. Okay. It does not want to go live. Oh.
Maybe it will work. Okay, we live now.
It's not. I'm clicking on it to go live. It refuses to go live. So I'm going to have to.
Instagram live?
It's no. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end this one. I'm gonna send you a new link.
Okay.
Oh, we're live now. Finally, we're live now. So, hey, we're working. So I guess it was not from my end. It was from their end. So let me take you off. Oh, finally. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you wherever you are. My name is Madame Merola, and welcome to Live a Phenomenal Live Show with me, Madame Merola. Finally, I've been ready to start the show, and somehow there was some so finally I'm here. So hi guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. It's another Monday. Welcome. Oh, the joy of live streaming and having to depend on the network to save you at times. Oh my gosh. And I've got like multiple networks and I keep switching between them, and yet they keep. We're going to get this show started and we're going to get it completed as well. So, hi, everybody. Hello, Candy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're on Facebook, on YouTube, you are free to post your comments and also your questions. We'll be able to see them and I'll be able to put them on the screen so that my guests can see them as well and answer them at the due time. So, how are you guys doing? This is season 4, episode 17, and I've got an amazing guest joining me today. Her name is Izehi Anuge, and she is the Excellence Lifestyle Educator. And we're going to be talking about excellence as a lifestyle. So I'm sure most of you were intrigued when you saw that topic. And personally, I am someone who is an advocate of excellence in every sphere of our lives. And so this topic is very near and dear to my heart. And Izehi is someone who is very well versed, extremely passionate, and the right woman for this particular topic. So you guys sit back and relax and let me read her bio before she joins me on screen. So I hope you guys are ready because it's going to be a fun show. If you are watching, you can send a link to your friends and start a watch party if you're on Facebook. And if you are on YouTube, you can just share the video with your friends so that they can join in and watch us live as well. So permit me to read Izehi's bio for you. Are you guys ready? I'm just allowing more of you to join in because I don't want you guys to miss anything, okay? So this is gonna be fun. All righty, so Izehi Anuge, she's a trainer, a speaker, and author, is driven by excellence in every aspect of life. There are 4 intrinsic paradigms that drive her in her pursuit of excellence: her passion, her values, her beliefs, and her aspirations. Izehi is fascinated with service excellence and the mark it makes in the psyche of every individual that embraces it. This fascination stems from a deliberate choice to see people succeed, propelled by a craving for excellence that is not just controlled or performed, but learned and lived continuously. Izehi pursues and learns her expertise in multiple areas of value-based education and learning. She is an author of a children's book series, Captain Excellence, which focuses on triggering a value-based consciousness in children, and created a Gen Z personal and creative excellence workbook. Izehi Anuge is the managing director at Shape a Child and the founder of Inspire Excellence in National Service Excellence Initiative, expressing her expertise by creating a values-based framework for institutions. Izehi daily acknowledges that values build character in both individuals, businesses, and nations, and helps them rise above the crowd. When she is not working, Izehi pursues her other passions. We include music, food, having deep conversations with people, and love. Izehi Anuge's life mission is to ensure that millions of young individuals are ingrained from an early age with the values that makes for excellent existence and mindset. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a virtual welcome as I bring onto the stream Izehi Anuge. Woo! Hi, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, ma'am. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you too.
And it's nice to have you for the very first time on Live a Phenomenal live show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Excellent. So, okay, we've got other people. Okay, all right. Some people say hi to you, welcome, and say yeah. So now we're going to do affirmations, and then we can get into the topic of the day. So I am rummaging through the box to pick my affirmations, and then we can get started. Okay. So got good ones? Yay! Awesome, awesome, awesome. We are ready. Shuffle the cards. Okay, great. So the first one says, I am fabulous, brilliant, and astonishing. I am outstanding and desirable. I am terrific and totally unrivaled. Woohoo! Love it. Second one says, I am full of unlimited potential and I unleash my genius daily. I am unstoppable as I step towards my goals. I am powerful beyond measure. Woo! I am powerful beyond measure. Yes, say that again because I love it. The next one says, I am a beautiful soul and I shine my light everywhere I go. Nothing can dim the light that shines from within me. I allow my soul to sparkle. Yay! I love it. Right. The next one says, each day I feel grateful and live in a state of gratitude for everything in my life. I am grateful. Happiness and contentment grows in my life daily. Woohoo! And the final card says, I trust my intuition. I am willing to listen to that still small voice within. I trust my spirit to guide me to the truth always. Wow, I love those cards. Did you enjoy them, Izehi? Hello?
Hello.
I was asking, did you enjoy those affirmations?
Yes, I heard the part that, or I enjoyed the part that I heard. It's breaking. It's not very clear, but can you
I'm
hear?
sorry about that.
Yes. So I was hearing in, out, in, out, in, out. But yeah.
Okay. So it's great. It's your turn to share your affirmations now. I would see what I can do about the network for now, but you can go ahead and share your affirmations with the audience.
Sorry, what did you say?
I said it's your turn to share your affirmation with the audience.
All right, so I'm going to share just a very short line. I am led of God. I'm articulate in my thinking, in my delivery, and in my execution.
Wow, powerful, powerful, powerful. Love it. Thank you for sharing that with us. Okay, so can we get to know a little bit more about your backstory as to how you chose to become a value-based service provider and an excellence lifestyle educator? So share your backstory with us as to how you got to this point.
All right. I hope everybody can hear me. At least you can hear me very well, or you can hear me at least reasonably well.
Yeah, I can hear you, so you can go ahead.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. It's a bit dark. I need to stand up to get the light, but I'll
Yeah,
wait for someone to get that for me. It's fine. I'll wait for someone to get that for me. Okay. So you know my name already, and how or why did I decide to get into the field of values-based learning, education, and teaching on excellence? My background is law, but I read law because of my dad. In fact, we have two lawyers in my family, my older sister and myself. But you know, the funny thing was, while I was reading law, the only thing I really, really wanted to do was to serve, was to give back. That was the only thing. And when I graduated from law, I realized that I didn't know that, you know, practicing was going to afford me the quality of service that I desired to give mankind. It had always just been part of my default. It was just part of me to give back, you know, in a way that it would influence people positively, so much so that they would desire to be better. And so I started my restaurant because I felt that was a better opportunity for me to actually serve. So I actually started a restaurant. I started out, first of all, with a very small product, which was selling chin chin. I really like chin chin. And I found that the quality of chin chin that was being sold around wasn't what I wanted. Now, this was how many years ago? 2000, in the year 2000. And so I started making chin chin. And what I did differently while I was making that chin chin was I ensured that, you know, I used the best products. I wasn't trying to make a profit. I was first trying to ensure that I was delivering excellence. So the only things that were at the back of my mind were service and excellence. So I wasn't really focused on the profits. You know, for me, it gave me, or it gives me so much delight and joy when I'm able to give of myself, you know, in totality. So um, I started out with my chin chin, and I didn't really start it as a business, but I was doing it, you know, and my friends would come by the house and, you know, they would eat from it. And, you know, once they eat from it, they would ask me, oh, please, could I have some more? I did that for up to 6, 7 months, you know, just making this chin chin and sending out to my friends. And a much older friend of mine at that time said to me, you know, you this silly little girl, you're just wasting your gifts and your talents. Now, this is me. I could have gone to practice law, married, but I refused to practice. So I was now married and I wasn't practicing. So when she said that, you know, it struck something in my mind. And she's like, next time anybody should ask you to make this your chin chin, make sure you don't give it for free, package it and sell it. And she says, start with me because, you know, from her house, she was giving out this chin chin in, you know, large quantities. And then I charged her. I don't want to go through the whole story, but I will only say that, you know, from selling chin chin, the first charge was 800 naira. Within 6 months, I was doing 800,000 naira. And I was distributed out of the country. It was just crazy. In fact, when people would ask me, make 10 bowls for me, because I realized that I couldn't afford to sell in small bits, that I needed to sell it in large quantities, you know. So I was making enough. Did I lose you or we're still together?
I can hear you loud and clear. Please go on.
Awesome. Okay. And so I realized that because of how often I was receiving the orders for the chin chin, that I could not afford to make them in small quantities. So I was making them in large quantities. And I would have people say to me, oh, make 10. And I'll tell them, no, I can't make 10. I was actually, you know, controlling the amounts I was making for people. So I'm like, if I make 10 for you, I make 10 for her, I'll die. You guys want to kill me? No, you know, so I streamlined what I was doing. But you know, that was my first experience in understanding that, you know, whatsoever your hand findeth to do it with precision, do it well. And it was from there I understood that Bible passage that said, see ye a man diligent in his work, he will stand before kings and not mere men.
That's
It's
right.
not about what you do, it's about how you deliver. And how you deliver is tied to the quality of individual that you are. If you desire to see good, you desire good for yourself, you also desire good for other people. You desire that what comes forth from you is desirable and excellent, even unto glory, to the people that you deliver it to. So that's where my journey actually started. I eventually opened a restaurant. When I opened the restaurant, I employed people. Now, this is me, this came natural to me. I had employed about 27 people in my restaurant, and I realized that people were actually working, they had a very lackadaisical attitude to work. They were indifferent. They kept, they just did it anyhow. Like they were doing me a favor. And, I had engaged the services of quite a number of HR, professionals, to put my people in order, in check, because I didn't know that I needed to encourage people to work. I didn't know that you were going to it was like a shocker. I was like, huh? So after I engaged some people, professionals, my team members would be good for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, back to status quo. I said, wow. I can't afford to continue to, spend money to engage myself, because I was doing everything. I was the accountant, I was the storekeeper, I was everything. I was doing everything. And, there was the person that I expected everything to be delivered. And so I decided to interview these people and find out why they had a lackadaisical attitude to work. And the first thing I realized, well, not just lackadaisical, they were mediocre. I realized that the first thing was that our education structure did not equip or prepare us to truly understand the place of problem solving, creativity, and giving back. But rather, the systems taught us how to become professional so that you can earn more money. But that is not the essence of life. The essence of life is to ensure that whatever you are doing, you're able to make a difference and solve a problem. So that was what started my journey. I think I'll stop there. That's where I started my journey from. I opened the school a few years after that. And yes, the rest
is... Wow. From chin making you realize that there was a problem with values as well as work ethics, and before you know it, you had found yourself actually becoming a value-based excellence educator. Wow, what a journey, what a journey. And it's quite inspiring to see how you connected the dots from being someone that was just doing something that was a hobby, and it became a business, and then from there you started seeing where you could become a solution provider. So the official definition of excellence is to do something in an outstanding manner or to be extremely good. So what do you think is one of the major issues why people don't actually live a life and work life in such a way that they are always outstanding at what they do? Because just as you said, you noticed that there was a high level of mediocrity. So you've mentioned one of the reasons as education, that the educational standard has not raised people to actually be creative, to be problem solvers and stuff. So what other problems have you identified that has led to many people, especially in the workplace, having a mediocre attitude instead of an excellent minded attitude?
I think I would say that, first of all, if we know better, we will do better. It is a mindset. And until we realize the importance of, if we understand how important we are as individuals and our offering, how important it is. Again, I continue to emphasize and re-emphasize, it's not the size of what you do. It's not the importance of what you do. It's the fact that you're doing it. You do it well, that will make it important. So I think it's just that mindset. And if we start to move away from education, information that suggests that the reason you educate yourself is so that you will live a comfortable life, I think it will go a long way in shifting the mindset. Because what we do is, with that information, education information that says that you educate yourself so that your life will be easy, gives that focus on self. Let me do my job so that I can earn money. But the truth of the matter is, when you do your job and you truly stand in the place of becoming a creative problem solver and solution provider, that will attract the quality of income that you earn. So the first thing is to move the mind. It is not about you. You are not educated so that you live a better life. You are educated so that you increase your value, you refine your skills, you perfect your offering, and you're able to give back, and that back you give will return to you a value that is commensurate to the quality of service and excellence that you execute. So it is a mindset. And like I said, if we know better, we will do better. Because while I trained my team members within that period, there was a transformational shift, not just in their attitude, but in my profit. I was quickly able to increase their salaries. We were all happier because they started to understand that their place of work, what they weren't doing me a favor. No, you don't do people favors when you give back or you do things for them. You are doing yourself the bigger favor. So I think it is that mindset, that shift. We need to shift that mind, you understand, and believe and develop the confidence that we can do better than we actually give. So I say that excellence is a deliberate, daily, and conscious pursuit at being better than you were yesterday. So it doesn't end. It's not a destination. You just peg it against a standard. And that's one thing mostly we forget to do. That when we say we are excellent, you are not excellent because you do things well. You become excellent because you have pegged it against a certain standard. So it's a whole teaching. Yeah, that's it. It's a mindset, just that mindset shift. And if we all understood that when we display qualities that are less than excellent, we are telling people what we think about ourselves, not telling them what you think about them. It's you're telling people what you feel, that you are displaying the inner man, your inner self. What you think about yourself is what you give to people. How you do one thing is how you do all things. So it's not because he's a bad person, I'll treat him bad. No, it's a testament of the quality of the person you are, what you think about yourself, what you feel about yourself. If you feel that you cannot give anything less than excellent, I promise you will continue to strive to become better so that you give excellently all the time. So it's a mindset.
Wow. Wow. And I love the fact that you said how you do one thing is how you do everything and the way you show up. So if you are not a consistent portrayer of excellence, you're telling people that this is me. This is how I do life. Today I show up big, tomorrow I'm mediocre and stuff. And that brings me down to leadership styles, because everything they always say rises and falls on leadership. And if we want people to be excellent, right, then the onus is on us, because they say if you want to see change in the world, the change must begin with you, right, with me. So if I'm not excellent in my own way of delivering my life, I can't expect my children to model excellence because I have not shown them Okay, so if the school as well, in the principals, the teachers, the people that have leadership roles in the school are not modeling excellence, the students will also copy what they're doing. The employers also need to understand that managers, directors, everybody that is on the higher level of hierarchy in the companies have to also show excellence. So I think we also have a culture problem in terms of organization, whereby people tend to say, do as I say, but not do as I do. What do you
Well,
say about that?
I will add there that the biggest challenge that we have when it comes to a culture of excellence is that we take it so much for granted that excellence is it's not just excellence. Whereas there's an academics to embedding excellence. You do not
Okay.
teach excellence. It's important that you embed the values that represent excellence. So it is an understanding that there's a framework now. Many years ago, how we interacted with virtues like honesty, integrity, excellence, you know, It was different. We are in a
Mm-hmm.
different time and a different season. And now that means that the way we interact and communicate the message of a culture of excellence, we now need to adapt. We need to change it. You can't assume that, if I tell this child or this man or this individual, leave this thing here, that they will understand. Things are different.
Mm-hmm.
The structure, this way we learned, the way we interacted with values, the way we interacted with virtues, it's very, very different. And we have to be a bit more deliberate. So anybody, any leader, school owner, a parent, or a business owner, entrepreneur who wants to build on a culture of excellence now must ensure that they build that framework. Don't take it for granted. It's not a motivational speech anymore.
Mm.
And
Okay.
motivation to no longer, get people right. It is an embedding. Now, when we fail to embed values, we are forced to teach values. So when you fail to embed excellence, you are forced to teach excellence. And when you do anything by force, you are coming from a place of control. And when you control
That's
people,
right.
you limit their ability to learn and give back. And today on my post, I said that it's easier to lead or govern people who are educated with values and easier to control people who are uneducated and without values. So, if we do not understand that, just like technology has gone ahead, just like so many things have moved ahead of us, that we now have to find new ways to embed a culture of excellence within our institutions, then we continue to run the same cycle with a different structure or run a different structure with a different cycle. So we now, and that's what we are really focused on doing, making schools, individuals understand that modeling is no longer enough. You must embed so that you remove the angle of control. In my time, I was born in
Mm-hmm.
the 70s. It was easy to control me, and it worked. It worked. My parents, it's by
Mm.
force. They use I to talk to you. You respond or you get you they don't beat
Mm-hmm.
you understand, you can't even go out and they tell this eye you want to go and drink coke. These days, children, they go and then they can drink coke anyhow. Those days it was bad behavior, it was poor behavior to drink coke when you go out with these people. And, being an
Yeah.
adult, I'm like, why the hell did my parents think that when they take me to visit someone, I can't drink coke?
Mm-hmm.
If they offer you
Mm-hmm.
plantain, dodo, and egg, don't eat it. I said, can you imagine? It was bad behavior then. But it was a control structure. But the world has gone so
Yeah.
far now that it's different. And now we have to lovingly embed, ingrain the values, and define the ethical standards to support what excellence is today. We must define what excellence, the ethical standards to support what excellence is. And it's a collaborative effort, not just by the custodian of values, that is the leader, the parents, the teacher, the schools. It's a collective effort. So it's a whole
That's
framework
right.
that moves around, embedding values for your workers, for your children, for the schools, for the home, for the society, for the offices, parastatals, and all things. So yes, that's what I'm saying.
Wow, I love the fact that you kept on repeating it. It's about embedding. For me, I was just looking at it as in a strong tree is takes its power from its roots, right? So
Absolutely.
if something is embedded in a way that takes on strong roots, it stays. So no matter where they go to and whatever they do, that default setting will always remain that, hey, I've been trained to be excellent minded. I'm sure it took you a while to deprogram yourself from some of the things that you were
Yes.
you were
Okay,
controlled
wow.
to do.
Absolutely. You just
To say that,
absorb it.
oh,
You do
it's
it.
okay. It's okay to accept a drink in public. It's okay to eat at someone else's
Yeah.
house and stuff
You
like
know, like
that.
the why would you eat? The minute you get into the car, it's from the car they'll start slapping you. You
Yeah.
do that. You
Eh,
want to disgrace me to tell them that I don't do you.
Honestly, it sounds funny, but it's the honest to God
It
truth
is the
that we
truth.
are all conditioned
Yeah.
for programming. That
Yeah.
something is programmed in all of us.
Yeah.
We all have something that's been embedded in us. So it's for us
Absolutely.
to remove the negative embedding and start to, replace them with the right ones, because I always say that you can't take something out and not replace it with something else. Otherwise, that person is going to go back and probably be 10 times worse than they were before. So it's about knowing that it's an ongoing battle, that we can't just say, okay, we've embedded and leave it. We have to keep on going back there and ensure that we're watering it and we're adding onto the coding and checking that there are no bugs in the coding, because it's easy to want to go back to being mediocre. I guess some people will say living a lifestyle of mediocrity is easier than living a lifestyle of excellence, because when you already place a particular standard that people expect of you, once you drop it, it becomes conspicuous. Everybody's going to be like, oh, your chin doesn't taste as nice as it was. Oh, your packaging is not as great as it was. Oh, your service deliverable is not as punctual or excellent as it was. It's like once you have a certain level of excellence, you have to maintain or even supersede it, go higher. You can't go below it, because everyone is going to come and ride on you and say like, oh, you know what, I'm so disappointed. So how do you maintain excellence on a daily basis? What are some of the tips that you can share with us to help us to maintain a lifestyle of excellence, both in our personal life and in our professional life?
I'm so sorry about the light. I'm so sorry. I just don't want to get up and put on light. I'm so sorry. I really apologize about the light. Because it's bothering me too. So, anyways, I think.
Do you want to put it on before you answer the question?
Just all right. Thank you. Thank you. All right, this is better.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. I think what I would say to that is once values are well embedded at the foundational or earlier stages, when you're creating a process or a structure, what happens is the aim of embedding is that it must target the cognitive, socio-emotional, and behavioral, so that it moves people from not just knowing what excellence is, but teaches them to become excellent and teaches them to respond consistently in line with behaviors that espouse excellence. So that's why I keep going back to referring to, if I say, oh, this is what you do, be conscious every day, that's part of it. But the role of embedding is that it focuses on teaching you not just to know, but you become, and you're able to respond consistently as an excellent person. And there's a structure to embedding, there's a teaching to embedding. And like I said, it is collective. And when you teach people with that framework, what happens is that by default, you don't need to encourage them to respond every time to being excellent, because until they understand those three aspects, cognitive, socio-emotional, and behavioral aspects, until that excellent value is properly embedded in or ingrained in that individual, chances are there are days that they will be discouraged and they will not want to do things excellently. So it becomes an embodiment of who you are. You are not encouraged. You don't have to think about it. You just start to understand that there is no other option than to be excellent, because if you have to do it consciously, it is a robotic compulsion. That means that the day you don't feel compelled, you will not do it. So if you are going to be excellent, the framework must key you into a structure that embeds you, teaches you to just not to know, but you become, and you are able to respond, because it is your ability to respond excellently. You go to a place, I'll tell you, when I started my teaching on service excellence, which was in 2016, and we had to present for a government parastatal. I had my team members that I had trained for 13 weeks, right? And then we were going to do a presentation for Federal Aviation of Nigeria, FAN. And my team members got there. We were presenting to the directors, so we're not presenting to menials, the lower level cadre staff. We were presenting to the high member staff. We got to the training room. My staff got to the training room. Now, at that time, I had about 4 of them, and they got there, and they saw that the place had not been cleaned. My team members told them, please bring soap, bring mop, bring rag, we will clean the place. Now, they were like, why would you clean it? We have cleaners. And they said it doesn't matter to them, that we're not going to wait for your cleaners. We are meant to start at 9 a.m. prompt. Now, I will tell them, they were able to respond. They saw a situation, this place is a mess. They had been trained to understand. You understand? I had embedded that virtue, defined what those standards for excellence were. And my team members, they took the mop, 4 of them, they started cleaning, they cleaned the whole place. They were not going to wait for anybody. We're not going to wait. I got there by 9, and I saw them now wearing their, jackets back. I'm like, did you people dress up here? What's going on? And they said, no, ma'am, we got here and the place was dirty. I said, you didn't have cleaners? They said, no. We've had cleaners, but when we asked for the cleaners, they were like, where is this one? Yeah, go and bring him. She said the lead said the drama was much, and she had to take the lead and clean the place because she knew that I was not going to be able to train there. Now, what had happened, I had moved the virtues of excellence from information and motivation to the ability to respond. Because when you teach, if the person you teach would go to a place that is not arranged, they don't know that, okay, their initiative says, get on it, do something about it. So the best way for you to be able to, daily, consistently pursue excellence is once it is ingrained, it is embedded, and you start to espouse the virtue based on the standards that you have defined, the ethical behavior you have defined for yourself as excellent. And as an excellent person, they already understood that if a place is less than excellent, we will not speak in that place. They did not think to just dress their own places where they are sitting, right, and leave where the DGs were coming to sit, because it reflected whom they were.
Yes. I love what you've just shared now, and I love the fact that you mentioned that having excellence embedded in us allows us to respond in a way that also showcases who we are to others. Because the minute you step in somewhere and you see that there's something awry, your natural response will be to say, I need to fix that, or go get someone who has the authority to fix that, rather than say, it's not my business.
Absolutely.
I can just let it go. Absolutely. There's just something inside you that it's like a switch coming on to say, that needs to be fixed. And
wait. I can't sit here. It's not excellent enough for me.
You become uncomfortable in an atmosphere of where
it's not excellent.
When it's not excellent, you become uncomfortable.
It's out of place, it's out of character. I say it, a king remains a king wherever he goes to. A queen remains a queen wherever she goes to. You remain an embodiment of the spirit that you carry on the inside of you. You are an embodiment of what you carry. It's simple.
I guess for me, what you just said kind of like explained a lot of things that I do, because I can go to someone's event or party and I see something is wrong and I know it's going to actually dampen the effect. And I don't go like, oh, it's not my event. I actually will go and meet one of the ushers or say, okay, who's your coordinator? Who's your supervisor? And then I'll let them know that, oh, you know what, this thing is actually not right. Can you fix it? Can you do this? Because just as you said, I am uncomfortable with things done at a subpar level. So when I get to a place and I feel like I can do something about it, I can make a change, even if it's at the back scene and nobody knows that I had any effect with it, I will still do it and just sit down and pretend like I didn't notice, because I would not be comfortable throughout the day. So it will mess up my entire psyche. So it's better for me to do something about it than just shut up and bear with it. So I truly understand the analogy you made about, cleaning the place because you were like, nope, this cannot work. And I think doing that also affect other people that probably would have been like, oh my God, you know what? This makes sense, that I go to places and I'll be like, I'm just going to pretend like I didn't see it or be quiet. And by acting like that, you're actually telling other people that it's okay for you to speak up or do something about something you don't see is right.
Absolutely. It was an indictment, on the team as at that time, because while we finished the training, they said that, when we finished our training program, they were like, wow, that we weren't just talking. You understand that this
Mm-hmm.
was what. So some of the DJs had come in late, and the ones that came in early said that this is what happened. That they were so surprised, and they even felt a bit embarrassed that they were
Mm-hmm.
happy to come. And that's why I had mentioned people who know better will always do better. The danger, though, of this happening is if we do not carry the whole country along, on the consciousness of excellence, you will find that people who carry that spirit and passion for excellence will be left and burdened with the strain of having to correct other people's errors, and it becomes tiresome. So the society forces you to bend, because you start to feel, am I the only one? Why? But there's that need, and that's part of what we are focused on doing, ensuring that we create a framework on which the education structure focuses on teaching values that will change ethical standards, so that if whatever you saw wrong at a party or whatever happened there, if the people that had the job, that it was their job, had done their job, we would not have
Mm-hmm.
had and step there. So that's what I'm talking about. And that is why we are pushing, for a framework. Don't approach values like a motivational speech. Don't approach excellence like something you tell people. It's different. We need to teach. Again, like I
Mm.
said, when we were growing up, the basic things we will learn it even in church. Those days, the whole street could slap you. If your neighbor would see you where you are not meant to be at the time you are meant to be in school, you will get a beating. You understand? It's different.
Okay, I think we lost the feed from Zay's end.
Sorry about that. There's no
No, it's
how, are
fine.
we back? There's no how
Yes,
that
I can hear you
you
now.
cannot have a successful business without excellence. You cannot have a successful governance without excellence. There's little or nothing we can do without certain virtues and values. While academics plays a huge role in ensuring that we groom people who can solve problems in our society, what actually gives value to all of the academics that we learn is the quality of individuals that we become. And so part of what we are focused on doing is ensuring that we stop looking at teaching certain virtues, excellence, service consciousness, community development. We stop looking at it as a motivation, move it from motivation to a framework that can embed people and teach them to not just know, but to become and also respond in line with certain ethical standards that represent what we define as excellence. So all businesses must be able to key their team members, your family, your household, because once you're able to create that framework, your household becomes a collaborator when you're raising your children.
Mm-hmm.
And your
Mm-hmm.
collaborators, you find that everybody, just like I explained that small thing of them trying to what, clean the place for me, they make your life easier because they understand that it's not about you, it's about them.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. And I actually want to, I like what you've just said now, but I want to pick on a statement that you made, that when people know better, they do better. And I would say that we are not seeing the case of that in the normalcy of our life, because when people are given certain instructions or given information, that means they know, right? So let's look at the life we're living right now. When you're going out, wear a mask, keep social distancing, do this, do that, sanitize, right? So that's information that has been passed out, and they found ways of passing this out in languages or in easy manner for people to learn. Yet people do not obey all these things, and that is part of an excellence culture whereby you do things that is right. So I worry for the fact that is education enough, teaching them enough, because no matter how many times because for the young children, yes, it might work because you're embedding it into the coding system from a young age. But what about the adults that have already adopted a certain lifestyle, a certain way of behaving, and no matter how much you try and reorientate them and teach them and stuff, they go back to the old ways after a few days.
Okay, so you remember I told you that why I went into this area was because I had tried to engage people who had gone to the Yale and Harvard, you understand, and
Mm-hmm.
best universities, Oxford, to carry out the training with my team members. And I found that after a few days, they would go back to status quo, right? So the problem is we have stopped at cognitive, which is knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
until it moves from knowledge to social emotional to behavioral. Whatever information, and that's why I continue to go back to a framework. A framework. I keep going back to a framework. It is right now, it is very possible now. What's happening is the mask. They just hear. That is, they know we should wear a mask.
Mm-hmm.
But understanding the why, the outcome, that is the social emotional, how it affects them and affects other people, so that they can respond by truly ensuring that they go out with a mask. And the onus is on the custodian of the message to pass the message, to identify that people are hearing what they are not doing, and realize that it is a social emotional and behavioral problem. Now, until the right messaging that will target those three areas, until they adopt a structure that will target those three areas, it's
Mm-hmm.
English. That's why I keep saying from cognitive, they know. They know. Like my team members, I have to, with regards to wearing masks,
Yeah.
they do not around me, they don't play with it. And I have had the opportunity of seeing them outside, coming back into the estate, and I see them, probably somewhere else, and they are wearing their masks. They even start to educate people around them about the mask, because by knowledge, I have understood how to communicate the information so that I target. So if you want people to wash their hands after eating, there's a study. It was carried out. I don't remember. Let me not. Okay, so encourage people to wash their hands. The next step, when they realize that most people would eat and not wash their hands, what do? They
Mm-hmm.
put a reward in front. After washing your hands, please take a sweet. Guess what?
Mm.
Just because of something as small as their reward, people started to what? Just
Wash
because
their
of
hands.
wash their hands. And after they removed the reward, you found that it had become a default. So right now, it's a structure, it's building a framework that keys people properly to an aligned set of behavioral standards that will depict the value of excellence. Or right now, safety measure. It has to be deliberate and from custodians of values. And if you don't do it, the onus is on leadership. As you said, everything rises and falls on leadership. There is a method to every madness. Life operates with principles. We have
Mm-hmm.
downplayed the place of values for years, thinking that it is something we can motivate and push and cajole people into. If you fail to embed, you'll be forced to control. If you fail to embed, you will control people, and you cannot get anything good or positive out of the place of control. You use your power to force them and punish them. for not doing it. And it doesn't have to get to that. Do they really learn the lessons? So that's why you see a lot of people say strict children that come from strict parents, they are worse than children that came from what liberal families, because there is a method to ensure that it targets cognitive, social, emotional behavior to know, to do, and to become. They must be able to respond, and that's just what it is. At least part of the problem. That's not all, but part of it. Yes.
Okay, so I'm back. I don't know. Can
Yes,
Izehi hear me?
I can hear
Okay,
you now.
awesome. All right. So I said it's important that we move away from just disseminating information and feeling like that's enough, as you said, to get to the point whereby it becomes a cognitive behavior, and they start to see it as something that is a habit. So I guess it all goes back to this habit loop again, whereby there's
Mindset.
something that cues us to say we need to do this, and then
Yeah,
you act on that
absolutely.
cue. And
Absolutely.
even if there is no outward reward, there is a reward to us to say that, you know what, I'm keeping my standards high. I'm doing
Absolutely.
what is necessary. I'm living a lifestyle that I can be proud of, and I can ask those that are watching me to also emulate, because leadership is about not just talking the talk, but walking the talk and living the talk.
Yeah.
So whatever we want to do, whatever we want other people to do, we also must be willing to do it and show that it is a lifestyle that we are
Absolutely.
going to maintain. That excellence is a lifestyle. Excellence is not just, as you say, a motivational word you put out there, or something you go to business enterprise training to teach people that, oh, you should have excellent customer service. It's not just excellent customer service. You should have excellent bookkeeping, excellent attitude,
You should
excellent
be an
everything.
excellent person. Just be you. You be you every day.
Everything.
You have to be excellent for you to produce forth excellent results. So
Absolutely.
it's not it. I see that there's a place for teaching it, but I feel that you teach to refine. You teach
Mm.
to refine the skills for excellent delivery. But I want to teach somebody who does not believe in excellence, who is not an excellent person, the things to be excellent at is just robotic. Once it goes beyond, so if I say this is the way to drop this phone, you drop it this way. The day the phone, he sees it somewhere else, he will not even know how to deal with the phone. It's robotic, because so it's yeah, he won't be able to respond appropriately.
Okay. So if there are like people out there right now watching this video, so we've got business owners, we've got school owners, we've got people in high level of government agencies or whatever, and they're saying, okay, we see where the problem lies now. How can we fix it? What services can you provide, or what advice can you give for people to be able to fix this nonchalant attitude or disparity of not being excellent, so that people can start to adopt excellence as a lifestyle and be excellent people? So what kind of services do you provide personally, and what else can you recommend for people to be able to start to embed into their lives right now? Thank you.
All right, so we are values-based educators and trainers. So that means that we help people create the framework upon which they will start to key their team members, their children, their staff, their schools into a set of values through which they execute their services and products. So that's our specialty, helping individuals, organizations, families, teachers to create that framework and help them start to define the standards. And mostly for children, we have, like, we've written a few books and workbooks that is meant to start to introduce children into values-based learning, its importance, and we have our workbooks that is meant to serve as a key performance indicator, because again, we said not a teaching. It's not just to tell them and then move on. You have to measure it, and you have to systematically, embed and ingrain these values or this spirit of excellence into the children. We do have our club, which will start in April for children as well as teenagers. And then for organizations, we have structures that we run that will embed and keep them properly into a framework that will align with the values that they desire to espouse. So that's what we do. And for starters, I think the first thing I would say is get the right mindset. Know, first of all, that you deserve the very best, nothing but the best. Focus, if people think that it's about people, nothing is ever about people. People are only a beneficiary of the quality of individual that you are. I am only a beneficiary of what you are, Madame Merola. You are a beneficiary of what I am, but I am the ultimate recipient of the quality of person that I am. And it's going to affect what I earn, the quality of life I live, the quality of people I attract, the quality of it affects our whole life. It's about you, first of all. You become what, or you give out what you are. So change the mindset that doing things right, doing things well, who will help, who it benefits. You do it and nobody forget about the money. Remember when I talked about my chin business, I wasn't focused on the money. I was focused, to me, it was like displaying my masterpiece. It was displaying myself because they had not met me, they had met my chin until tomorrow. I told you I opened a restaurant. And when I would be traveling, I'll be at the airport with my husband, people will be like, Madam, piping hot, they'll be shouting about my restaurant. And why? You see, your good deeds will go ahead of you. And that's what's going to fetch the quality of life that you will eventually live. So you have to, first of all, be conscious that it's about you. Change that mindset that anybody is benefiting. Do it for yourself. Do it for yourself. Just prove that you deserve. Believe in yourself. Create a blueprint that will define what excellence is for you in your spiritual life, your business life, your career life, your social life, your children's life, your family life, because they're all different areas. Define the ethical standards that support it, the quality of business that you do. Define what those things are. You can start with that even without attending a class right now. And then the more you do it, then when you feel the need is right for you to attend a class, then please feel free to seek me out or seek any other person that gives the values-based learning structure.
Wow, thank you so much. So you've heard Izehi, and I've put her link for you guys on Instagram, Shape a Child. So you can follow her, you can DM her and find out about the range of services that they offer for children as well as for organizations on how you guys can start to embed the coding of excellence into everyone in the organizations and in your home as well. So thank you so much, Izzy. This has been fun. This has been really, really enlightening. Thank you so much for all the tips you've shared. So so I'm just going to ask you some personal questions and then we can end the show. So let me start off by asking, what's your favorite color?
Pink.
Pink. Wow, you wear white a lot though, so I was actually thinking I thought you were gonna say white. So I guess wrong.
I love white. I do love white very much, but pink is a happy color. So I just put it at the back of my mind that pink is my favorite color. You get white somewhere.
Awesome. So what is your favorite food? You can, if you're one of those people that has two different tastes, so you can share one intercontinental one and one local one.
I don't have any favorite food. Okay, no, in all truth, I love bread. I eat bread every day. I eat bread in my house. Bread is a staple and it has to be fresh. So we keep buying. I love bread. I'm a bread freak. And then the second thing I like is if it's crunchy, I like pastry. Yes, I really love pastry. And it has to be burnt around the edges. So yes, if it's crunchy, if it's burnt and it's bready and doughy, I love it. So yes, I wish I had
Zay, I'm sure a lot of your friends dislike you because you will probably be eating all the pastries and eating bread every day, and you're this slim. While some people were like, "Oh gosh, I gotta go burn it off," and you can eat bread every day and nothing is happening to you. You look perfect. Oh my gosh! And they say life is just not fair, is it? So if you were to write a book right now, like this year 2021, what would the title of that book be?
What you shouldn't do when you are young.
What you shouldn't do when you're young. Wow, I love that. Interesting.
What
I
when you
wish
are
we
young.
had time. I would have wanted to ask why. What did you do when you were young?
What you shouldn't do
But
when
I guess
you're
I'll
young.
ask
That's
you in
what I will
private.
write. Yeah.
I guess I'll ask you in private. Okay. So, what is your favorite song at the moment?
I don't think I have any. I just love all genres of music, and it depends on the time and the season. So I just love all genres. I don't have a favorite right now. If I tell you, no, I don't have a favorite. Let's keep it like that. It's better.
Oh,
I don't have a
awesome. Okay, so the final one now is if you could actually get on this time travel capsule and travel forward 10 years time from now. So that's 2031. What would you want to say to your future self?
You did great.
I
You did amazing.
love that. I
Yeah.
love
You
that.
did
You did great.
great.
Wow, 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 wow.
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. So,
Yes.
just to end the show, I would love for you to share something motivational and positive for people out there, because we know right now that we are mindful of the fact that the pandemic is still out there. People are finding life a little bit tough, and some people are really struggling. So I would like you to share a message of goodwill and hope to people that will be watching the show and probably have a struggle here and there.
Okay. I think I would say that this is a season to lean on God, lean on Christ, lean on the God that we serve right now. And whilst you're doing that, continue to ask Him questions concerning your finances, the direction you
Mhm.
should be going right now. These are very strange times and uncertain times, and a time that we cannot lean to our understanding and full knowledge. And there's one that has all wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And of course, there's an onus on us, even while we seek the face of God, and that is the place of refining ourselves, continuous
Yeah,
learning. Don't question, just please learn. Grow yourself, grow your skill. Use the time to grow yourself. Use the time to write a book. Use the time to practice something you've always thought you couldn't do. Don't focus on what's happening, because whatever is happening, there's a time it will peak and then it will come down. And
very sure.
don't waste the pain. Don't waste the discomfort. Don't waste the this ease. Don't waste it. Put it to good use. Just put this time to good use. As painful and as tough as it is, trust me, it's tough for everybody at different levels, but don't waste it. Lean on God. Continue to choose to learn every day, each and every day. Just choose to learn, no matter how small it is. Use it to learn. Listen to the voice of God. This season, when the pandemic started, we distribute our books in large quantities, in bulk to schools, in all the schools in Lagos State, private, public schools in Lagos State. Many people thought I should start doing a live talk weekly. I refused, but I had to seek the face of God to ask Him what to do. And that was when I heard in May, Open Shape a Child, you understand? And that was our response, to the pandemic. And it has been the most gratifying um, move that we made during this period. So I would only say that's what I did. Lean to God and be willing to do the work.
Wow, powerful message. Lean on God, lean into God, and let Him give you rest. Let Him give you the peace that
Yes.
surpasses all human
All
understanding.
human
Let Him also give you the insight that you need to be able to pivot and do what will be profitable, even
Absolutely.
though everything else around us might seem to be at a slippery slope. Thank you so much, Izehi Anuge, for that powerful
Thank
message. Thank you for your time with us on Live a Phenomenal Life Show. So there we have it, people. It's a wrap from us. It's been wonderful having all of you here. And for those of you that are going to be watching the replay, my name is Madame Merola. I'm the host of this show. And my beautiful guest for today is Izehi Anuge, the Excellence Lifestyle Educator. And you can follow her on Instagram as Shape a Child. And obviously, you all need to understand that excellence is truly a lifestyle. It's not something that you do when you feel like, it's not based on your emotions, it's based on your value system. If you want people to see you as someone that is worthy of value and of respect, then you must embed and live a life of excellence that can be seen everywhere, in and out of season, that you are constantly, always someone that will deliver and live a life of excellence. We want to say thank you for joining us today on Monday, the 25th of January. And by the time we come back next time, it will be February. So January is already almost gone. What have you been doing with your time? I want you to know that your time has been given to you as a gift for you to show up in this world and leave your indelible mark. Do not waste the resources, the gifts, the talent that God has given you. Remember that you are equal to all, inferior to all. And that is the reason why here on Live a Phenomenal Life Show, we seek to inspire, empower, and transform lives one show at a time, because we believe in you and we believe that your life matters, and we want you to make it the very best life that you can possibly be, because you are beautiful and bold, audacious, no excuses, God's masterpiece. And that's why I'm called the B.A.N.G Creator, because I unleash that in you. Once again, I want to say thank you, and do have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. And God bless you all, as Izehi and I say, bye.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.